it's Michael Saul, also known as Tiny, and this video is market analysis for the week of November 28th, 2016. So let's take a look at what's been going on. I know it's been a couple of weeks. My computer crashed. I got a new computer. Then last week, I have no idea why I didn't do an update. Probably just because I was lazy. I did send an email out to everybody on the list with my analysis. So you could join that list at attackthemarkets.com. And at the end of the video, you'll be reminded of this. But anyway, so let's take a look at what's going on here. So this was the election right around, let's see where the election was. Right around here. Right, this was Friday the 4th. Monday we gap up. Tuesday was election. And then Wednesday, nice gap down. Went up, paused, and then we pushed higher. We did push out to a new all-time high on the S&P. NASDAQ has not, for some reason it's not even updating, but there it is. NASDAQ has not pushed up to a new all-time high. It hasn't even pushed up to a new yearly high. The composite did, but I really don't care about the composite. If I'm looking at the NASDAQ, I want to see the NASDAQ 100 do it. All right, so you got that, you got NDX. There we go. Either way, right? It has not broken out. Doesn't look bearish. It just hasn't broken out yet. Russell, and I'm using the ETFs here, but you can use the cash indices if you want. Right? You know what? I don't even care what it is. I'm using the ETFs. Okay. So, oops, it's Ruth Chris Steakhouse, which also looks nice. But here's the small caps, and they have just completely tore it up here. I mean, what a move here. Absolute monster move here. Mid caps, okay, not to be denied as well. They're going ape crap crazy. And here's the Dow also. Now, this is obviously a very tough market to short into. And that's why basically the title of this video was, I'm not screaming the sky is falling yet. Okay, because it's a little silly to try to pick a top here. I do think we are mega stretched here to the upside. I do think that a correction is not only due, but will likely be of the intensity that will surprise a lot of people. No, I do not believe we start a bear market from here. If anything, if this is the high, or we're coming into the high, right? And this may not be the exact high, but if we're coming into the high, we still more than likely would go up and at least try to test it. We may not make it, we may make it, we may go over it, whatever it is. So I'm not, and I'm not calling for that either. I'm just talking about potential scenarios. But the one scenario that I think is in the here and now is that we are stretched here. We are stretched. Look how far we are away from just like the 20 EMA, which is this red moving average here. If we look, that's down at 217.20. That alone is, 4 points. Okay, so that's whatever, 2% just to get back to the 20 EMA. Now, maybe when the pullback does come, it just comes to back to the recent highs, whatever. I think it could be a pretty nasty pullback. And I think it could definitely test the bulls' mettle. I think that the bulls may say, hey, you know what? Maybe that was it, the last blow off top, or after Trump won, and that was it. And some might decide to throw everything overboard, try to get out. They expecting a bigger decline. All that is possible. But then I think when that pullback stops and they've knocked some teeth out of some of the weak longs, then I think we could stabilize and, like I said, go up for at least a test. A lot of people are calling the Dow as a foregone conclusion at 20,000. And let me talk about President-elect Trump for a little bit and let me make sure I'm clear on this with you. I am not anti-Trump. Okay, I'm not, oh no, he's the worst thing for them. I'm not Mark Cuban, right, who said that. He said that the market will crash if Trump gets elected and all that stuff. And hey, it's fine. I'm wrong too a lot, so I'm not knocking Cuban for being wrong. Obviously, he's a billionaire, and there's a reason for that. But I'm just saying that some people are making these grand statements based on I don't know what. But I do feel that there is so much just uber optimism about how easy it's going to be now, how they're going to cut the business tax rate, and how it's going to be so much easier to make money, and he's a businessman and he's pro-lending, and he's going to relax everything on the banking regulations, and this is the best time ever to own a business and all this stuff. And I just think it's just so well known now. Everybody's saying it, right? And very rarely, I'm not saying it never happens, okay, but very rarely does the market just go along with the known that, oh, everybody knows this is going to happen. Hey, look at this. It's happening, right? It's just, that's what makes me nervous. Okay. Like I said, I'm not anti-Trump, or I don't think he's going to kill the market or anything like that. That's not what I mean. It could have been either way, right? Whoever won, or whatever the next move is, it's, oh no, this is because of this. But I mean, it's just, everybody's making it that this is just so obvious. That makes me nervous. Okay, if it doesn't make you nervous, that's fine. All right, and there's no trade-off of it either. It's not like, oh, everybody thinks Trump is the best thing to ever happen for business in the market now, but I don't think it is, so let's shorten. No, you can't do that. You're going to fight this. That's not what I'm saying. All right, it's just that it may just not be as easy of a layup, right, as people are making it out to be, right? It's like Michael Jordan, or let's use LeBron James even, because he's the best now, right? LeBron James making a layup to, sixth graders. Okay, it just very, very, very rarely does the market work like that. And maybe in the end, it will be the greatest time ever for business owners, and the greatest time to be in the market, and all this other stuff. Maybe that will happen, but maybe it's not in such a straight line as people are thinking. All I know is this is parabolic here. Could we go higher? Absolutely. But wow, look at this move here. I mean, the VIX, the volatility is basically drying up. It's down here to these levels. We can look at a bigger chart, like a weekly chart. It's heading down to these levels of just sheer complacency. And look, the complacency can last a lot longer than fear usually does. Right? Complacency can last a lot longer. The market can stay confident and complacent for years. But what are we going on now? Almost 7 now with this bull market, right? It's at least 6. And I'm like I said, I'm not trying to be Chicken Little here, running around saying the sky is falling. I'm not saying I see a short here or anything like that. But there are just, it looks to me like it's just, hey, it's too easy. I think a pullback is coming. Like I said, I'm going to repeat myself to make sure I'm clear. I think a pullback is coming, and I think its intensity will be more than people are expecting. I don't think we're in a new bear market. I don't think it's a huge correction, but I think it could be a pullback, and I think it could start nasty. I think it could start down with a gap and go. I think it could leave a lot of people questioning, hey, was this the high? And like I said, I think when you start knocking some teeth out of the weak bulls, I think that's when it could possibly hold on and try to get the retest up. Okay, so again, I wish I had an immediate action like, hey, short Monday, or hey, go long Monday. I don't. But to me, when the rubber band is this stretched, you gotta start looking for a potential pullback. All right, let's look at some stocks now. First, let's go through the financials. I mean, look at these. Bank of America. I was going to put up Whole Foods. I don't know why. Look at this Wells Fargo. It's in a nice coil here. So, like when I see stocks like this, I question, hey, maybe the move isn't done. Maybe the market could still stretch a little while these pop out of these consolidations. Here's Citigroup on a move. What about like a Zions? Yeah, I mean, wow. Or like a Northern Trust. I mean, look at this pattern here. Wow. I mean, just amazing. Okay, so here's Northern Trust. All right, I mean, but look how, I mean, this is so tough, for me at least, to enter. It doesn't mean it can't go higher, but look how stretched this is. And look at the stock, doesn't really move usually this much, but big move. What is this, 72 to 82 and change is what, 10 points? I mean, I could just do quick gorilla math, and it's whatever, 15% or whatever it is. It's probably a little less. But look at this. And now you're going to buy it already up after 15% from the break. I mean, but it doesn't look like it's going to pull back, right? This looks like it wants to continue. All right, let's look at some stocks that may not be looking so great. Let's start with Alphabet, a.k.a. the Google, right? You got, I mean, it had some election weakness, and then it got the bounce, but it really isn't going far here. Really isn't going far. I mean, this is not a stock that I'm looking at and saying, wow, I'm bullish on Alphabet. I mean, of course, it's between the 50 and the 200, so one of these have to give way. But watch this one. Let's look at Apple. Again, I mean, you got to watch that 50-day moving average. How about Netflix? I mean, after the big pop, there's post-earnings, and it came back. And I mean, maybe it can pop up over 120 and go, but... And then Amazon, which I talked about in my video that I did. I mean, you have Black Friday. It was up, barely up on Black Friday. Cyber Monday is, of course, big too, right? And now you got that 50-day moving average. You have this possible 1, 2, 3, a 4, wave 4 somewhere here, and then a wave 5 to follow. Again, I'm wrong on this one. If it goes above this, what is this, 804.30? I forget what this one is. 803.10. So we want to watch this here. What else? I had this, what is it, RXDX? Is that it? RXDK? Okay, no. Sorry for RX. There it is. All right. I knew I had it there. You see this one, the biotech, and look at this pattern here. And if you go through the biotechs, there are a lot of setups like this. But I mean, if this is going to continue, boy, this could have some pretty decent upside here. I mean, you got, this is up to 9 3/4, and then you see what you do here. So, I mean, just go through the stocks, look at these. That's why I like a program like this. See, I put in RXDX, and now it has 400 stocks. Obviously, way too long to go through all of them here. But you know, you could just get like this one. I have no idea. I haven't done any research on this. Merrimack Pharmaceuticals. It doesn't. The volume is a little light on this one, but same thing. Right, popped up, has the pattern. But look what happened here on this pop up. But this is different because it was under the 200-day. Anyway, I'm just going on now, looking at different stocks. But one day maybe I'll do a real super long video and go through a whole big watch list. But we're already getting on 13 minutes here, so just pay attention over here. To this market being extended, see what happens. There may be some opportunity to grab some gains on the short side on some of the stocks that are lagging this. Those are the ones that you wanna focus on, and see what goes from here. But again, I am absolutely cautious here. I am not a bear. I just think we are on fumes up here, and we need a rest. Any questions, as always, tiny@attackthemarkets.com. Have a great trading week.